What up, y'all? We back.
What's going on, everybody? This is episode dose of a Father and Sons podcast. Shout out to everybody who watched the first episode. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe.
Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely appreciate everybody who's been showing love. So we're going to get right to it. We're going to do a teachable moment with everybody. So, Dad, you want to go ahead and talk to us about a teachable moment, something that you experienced in the last couple of days or a week?
Yeah, I just want to send a shout out to everybody that drives a Buffalo school bus. I have the experience of working with these people, and I know a lot of people don't see what goes on behind the scenes, but trust me, we're taking care of your children, y'all. Hope y'all on it. Treat them well.
Word. Yeah, big shout out to all the bus drivers. Definitely shout out to all the bus drivers, y'all heroes, and we need more of y'all out there, and they paying good, so go get that bread, y'all. We need to get these kids to school.
Come see them.
Yeah.
See them.
Pass them background checks, get that CDL, handle your business. Mitch, talk to the folks. Teachable moment. What's going on with you?
Teachable moment probably be taking care of this elderly woman probably about last week, and the night before I took care of her, I came into work the next morning and found out that she had passed away, and I just had thoughts about how quickly life could change and how every day that you wake up is really a blessing.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I know before we started recording, you were talking about wondering like what your teachable moment was going to be. But I think definitely you came up with something solid. For me, I think my teachable moment is definitely, I'm trying to figure out the words. It's like, I'm a firm believer that we as people, we give each other permission, right? Mm-hmm. So you see somebody doing something or being a certain way that you didn't know that you could do. So when like I would be doing like social work and doing my job and doing presentations and work in the community, professional work, dressing in sweatpants, you know what I mean, in a hoodie or some J's, people would be like, yo, how you doing this presentation like this? Like people who, would feel the need to dress more conservative or business casual or whatever, right? I would see them eventually like start to dress a little more casual because just because I got a hoodie don't take away like my degree, don't take away my brand, don't take away my experience, no matter how I'm dressed, right? And so just being like super mindful, of that. And so that's just kind of like where I'm at, but excited and learning about how to collaborate, right, and how to work with other people. So I'm excited about this endeavor that we got going on. But I learned that like if I don't speak up, if I don't make things happen, like for myself, if I had all these ideas in my mind that I wanted to do, and the brother behind the camera and the brother behind the mic kind of gave me permission. So shout out to my man, Raphael, man. Shout out to
Definitely.
Buffalo Bam. Shout out to Fuck Fear. Shout out to everything that good brother got going on. Because seeing him doing what he's doing with his lifestyle and his movement gave me sort of permission. Like, yeah, you can do everything you've been thinking about doing. So that's been my teachable moment. Okay. Cool. So I kind of was a little too long-winded on that, but trying to find the words. But Dad, anything that you got that you want to share with the folks who want to go ahead and toss things over to you before I get into the rest of this agenda?
Well, I came up with this little thing called Word of the Week.
Word of the week, y'all.
Word
of the week.
But before I give y'all that, I want to just go over this little disclaimer that I came up with here so everybody has an understanding of how this is going to go. I may not have invented some of these words, but I think they're funny, and I have invented a few. If they in any way hurt, offend, or upset anybody in any way, sucks to be you.
If the shoe fits, wear it and walk around in that shit.
Yeah, with that being said, well, today's word is IGGNANT.
Can I get a spelling on that?
IGGNANT. IGGNANT.
Use it in a sentence, please.
Absolutely. I thought you never asked. Well, let's see here. How can I do this without offending people?
Can't wait to hear this. Yeah.
Well, let's say you are in a relationship and you don't know how to walk away from that relationship, even though it's draining you mentally, physically, and possibly financially.
Yes, sir.
That's some ignorant shit.
Yes.
Wake the fuck up. Okay? Do you. Okay? Enough said.
Mitch, you got any thoughts on this word and definition of ignorant as Dad has laid out for us?
I actually heard that word earlier today. It was in Deion Sanders' interview.
Oh, say more.
Well,
I think who is it? Is it Shannon Sharp?
Yeah, he did Club Shay Shay.
Yeah. He was in that interview and he said that when he got his first, I think it was whatever from the Yankees. He bought
the first 250,000.
You must have seen it
I
earlier
love Club
too.
Shay Shay. Shout out to Unc.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch that interview, but I plan on doing it later.
Okay, yeah.
But he said, go ahead.
no, I was going to say, and to put it into a little bit more perspective, I'm going to give y'all the definition, my definition of ignorant.
Okay, then we're going to get back to
You know better, but you refuse to do better.
Yeah, that's almost perfect.
Okay, I'm with you.
Which sort of leads into it because he said that he bought whatever it was, Mercedes, whatever it was, and it wasn't about the car, but it was a stick shift.
Oh, yeah, I seen
And
that.
he said it was his worst investment because he
it was some
didn't know
kind
how
of
to drive it.
BMW. Yeah, it was kind of BMW.
So he was just buying it just to buy it, and he said he was just being ignorant.
Yeah, just being ignorant. Okay.
In those
okay.
exact terms.
Okay, I dig that. Yeah, I mean, I've done many an ignorant thing in my day. I think so.
Not purposely.
Yeah. Sometimes purposely. I think that was like part of the ignorance.
Yeah.
And that's
it's
partly
called
a
willful
word,
ignorance.
Yeah.
Willful ignorance.
You know it's ignorant, but you do it anyway.
I'm doing it anyways. It's that me and my man Raphael, we be playing chess. He have me playing chess a lot more than I ever played. And he knows sometimes when we play, what I like to call my inner nigga kind of comes up, and I started just doing dumb shit, just willful ignorance, like stuff I ain't got no business doing. That irrational confidence, but it's like I just get real ignorant, and I just start, I'm gonna take your piece. I don't care if I'm sacrificing. I just want to take something. So yeah, that's a real ignorant thing to do. I know it's dumb, but I still do it.
Yeah, and if y'all want to, y'all can send y'all comments to us as to your ignorant moment.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I've had a few ignorant moments. I drive my ignorant moment every day. Lord knows I shouldn't have bought that, but I'm happy and I'm grateful and I feel like I deserve it. But there's times where like that was a financially irresponsible decision, and I knew full and damn well when I made it. But it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. You told me. You and many people told me. I don't regret it. I'm just very mindful. I just wouldn't do it again. I don't know. Is that the definition of talking about words? Is that the definition of regret? Like, I wouldn't do it again. I'm not mad that I did it now.
I think that fits for me.
But I wouldn't do it
That
again.
sounds like regret to me.
I don't know. You tell me if that's regret. What's the definition of regret?
Yep.
Do that sound like regret to you?
That sound like regret.
I'm like, yeah, hell.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I want to keep things flowing, keep things going. But I'm a popular educator. So I got my agenda stuff that I want to talk about, but I want to see what y'all want to talk about first. So there's been some stuff going on in the world of sports, but there's also been some things going on the World Wide Web that I wanted to get y'all reaction to, and I know it's a few things that Dad you wanted us to look at. Yeah, so
this video?
Yeah. So we can jump right to the have you seen this video before we get to the sports recap and talking about how all my teams had tremendous victories last week in the sports. But we ain't gonna go there. So you wanna pull that up, but
one was tremendous. One was a lot more likely to happen, but we're gonna leave that where it's at for right now.
All right, and we probably gonna edit this part out. But even though like everybody won, but before we get to that, Dad, if you don't mind, with it being December, we being right now, and it's about that Christmas season. I'm curious if y'all are familiar with the tradition that they have in Holland, with Black Pete. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with this tradition that they have. So I did back in my early MentalRentTV days, I did like a history of Christmas, and I was doing a history of the holiday series.
Okay.
And so I became familiar with it, but I want to play this clip from The Daily Show from 3 years ago that Trevor Noah did about this practice that they have in Holland. So we're gonna.
And it's who?
It's called Zwarte Piet.
Oh,
but Zwart is the Dutch word for black.
Yeah, because that's all I heard. Black Pete.
Yeah, it's Black Pete.
Oh.
So I'll let
Black
them.
Pete, is he like a Santa Claus or something?
Hell yeah! So he's like Santa Claus.
Call him Black
He's like Santa Claus's helper. And so he like, so they run around. You'll see.
I was about to say I'm interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get a.
This.
Wait, am I doing the screen record?
Black Pete got black face. Damn.
Y'all ready? So this the Daily Show, Trevor Noah, Zwarte Piet, our reaction to this, even though it's an old video. Even though it's a old video, we putting the family onto this.
Americans brace themselves for stories about white people who want to be way more tan than they should be. But as we've learned recently, other countries in the world also deal with blackface and brownface scandals.
And I knew about this for years.
Canada learned that they've already elected their first prime minister of color. They just didn't know.
Oh yeah.
As we approach the Christmas season, the Netherlands is once again embroiled in
Trevor
the
Deep,
blackface
man.
debate around Santa's Dutch magical helper, Black Pete.
Anti-racism campaigners held protests throughout Holland on Saturday as the Dutch celebrated the arrival of Saint Nicholas and his traditional yet controversial companion, Black Pete. Black Pete is usually portrayed by white people in black face paint, wearing frizzy wigs and red lipstick. It is criticized for being
This shit is crazy. It is racist.
Sinterklaas is a party for the people.
Yeah, they even got the hair. Look at
Yeah.
afro on. Wow.
It's nonsense.
Sure is.
This should not be a political affair, but just a nice party.
Nah.
Okay. In case you're confused, here's what's going on. In the Netherlands, they have Santa, right? Just like everyone else.
Yep.
But they also have a character named Black Pete.
That's crazy, bro.
Who rolls with Santa.
That's crazy.
How it works is if kids are nice, Santa gives them presents. But if kids are naughty, Black Pete whips their ass.
Look at the image. Look.
Wow. Dutch kids.
Yeah.
Being a kid waiting up to hear Santa and his reindeer on the roof, and then you look out your window and then this is a black dude with a baseball bat out there.
Yeah. Merry motherfucking Christmas.
Your room, Cody. You should have cleaned your room.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I think is weird about Black Pete in this debate. Some people in the Netherlands say that Black Pete isn't blackface.
What is it then?
Because he slides down the chimney and he gets the soot all over him. I'm like, okay,
It's crazy.
I'm willing to accept that explanation.
Crazy.
I'm not.
Why does he come down with an afro and red lips? What's
There you go. What's happening there?
Right. Is he cleaning the motherfucking chimney when he come down the shit?
Well, he is the helper.
What's happening is that Pete
Right.
goes down the chimney, opens the front door for Santa, and Santa's like, yeah, you gotta break in. I've got priors, man. I don't want to go back to jail.
It's crazy. So yeah, even shout out to Trevor Noah and everything he did on the Daily Show. Even though that's 3 years ago, was relevant because I did my video in 2015.
Yeah, but that's interesting though, because
Right.
where our presence is all over the world, but it's still the same how we get treated, and that right there couldn't have illustrated it any better.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, Black Pete, can you imagine that?
I almost didn't know what to say.
We don't have to imagine that that shit exists.
I was on a bus one day coming home from school, and I was probably about 15, 16 years old, and I was on a 3 grant. And I'm sitting there, and there was this white lady that sat in front of me, and she looked at me. I ain't think nothing of it, but then she kept turning around. So I finally said to her, "Is everything okay, ma'am?" And she was like, "Yeah, you want to hear a joke?"
Oh shit. No, Miss White Lady. No, I do not.
Yeah, let me
I'm about
gather
to say no.
myself.
No, Miss White Lady. No, I would not
So
like to hear your
said to her,
joke.
I said, "Yeah, I don't mind. Why not? I humor her, She
That was your
said-
first mistake.
She said, "You know what they call white babies when they're born?" I said, "No. What?" She said, "Angels." I was like, "Okay." She said, "You know what they call black babies when they're born?" I said, "No." She said, "Bats."
Bitch.
Exactly. I was like,
Did you go like this around her neck?
You know
or-
what?
oh, no, you
I was
okay.
taught to respect my elders, so I'm gonna let that one go. But the next time you tell that to a person of color, expect to get the blue slapped off your
Yeah,
ass.
hell yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You get a bye this time because you old.
Fuck that shit. No, you don't, because your old ass should fucking know better. You've been on Earth longer than me. But what did I say last week? Now was opportunity for me to let God work through me. Amen. If you got God in your heart and hands and fists and feet, let it out. Amen.
Yeah.
Let God
So,
in
you know
and
what?
let the
And I'm
frustration
guessing
out.
that's what people of color got to go through over there in Hollywood.
Yeah, that shit
watching
crazy.
Black Pete. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Let's
They're
go.
in the parade, I
You ain't
think.
trying to get too mad here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
alright.
but like as a kid though, because I'm very much so in tune with my inner child, right? Like that would like fucking destroy Christmas for me, man. Like
Well,
if I'm a little black kid growing up in the Netherlands, you know what I'm saying? Like imagine how like that like impacts you and affects
Or
you, like
anywhere for that.
anywhere. Like but like again, like our kids here in America don't necessarily know about
yeah.
that.
So
but
I mean, they got Black Pete. We got Sambo.
oh shit,
What?
okay.
So there you go.
I feel you, Mitch. What you got some thoughts on this? Some additional thoughts?
That's just, I was thinking where you was headed with it, as if we was growing up over there, how much that'd kill Christmas, because it's almost like they making fun of the fact that, I don't know. But whatever it is, they making fun of it.
Yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
they trying to get across, it seems like they making fun of something. At least that's how it was interpreted to me.
You know,
Thank you.
with
That's
that
how it
being-
felt
with
to me.
that being said, I'm not going to go into too much detail with this, but I always
Okay.
wondered why people of color still wanted to be Christians, because it's not our religion.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? And that's why when I was growing up, and even still today, that's why I have issues with, church. Because,
So-
here you are idolizing
You want-
and
you want to
praying
ask or you
to a
want me to
God
ask?
that you were actually beat to pray for. I mean, think about that. And here you are going to church every Sunday, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not trying to take anything away from you if you believe in God and all this and all that, but believe in the right God. You know, put your faith
Your
where it's
grandma might
deserved,
go to church?
not where you were taught
Every
to
Sunday?
fucking put it.
No.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay. So if you're not gonna ask, and if you don't see the obvious curiosity or question here, I've asked before. I'm just gonna go ahead and ask again.
And I know where you're going. Go
You
ahead.
know exactly where I'm going with this, but the people at home don't know.
Exactly.
So like, and is my man got on long sleeves.
Yep.
So like, he got like 1,000. I don't even
And
want to
one crosses.
Yeah, okay, we exaggerating, but he literally got at least like 30 to 50 crosses tattooed on his body,
Yep.
and another 100 crosses hanging on the walls in our home. So that just came from a man, right? Got
Nah,
cross
literally though,
jewelries,
bro.
cross
Literally.
earrings. That just came from but
Literally.
Again,
All right, well,
he's been my
you know
dad.
what?
He's been my dad my whole life. He's never taken me to church though, not
Never.
once.
Absolutely.
We didn't even go to church for funerals. Our
hard to
family went to
believe.
funeral homes. So yeah. So that I always found that interesting. You've answered that question for me a couple times as a kid growing up, but answer it for our new audience, because it is a shock.
It will
You got
probably
the cross.
sound strange to people.
Hold
when
on,
I
you
say
got
this. I
a
got them
cross
all over
on
with.
each
Yeah,
finger.
Yep.
You got 10
Yep.
crosses on. Well,
All
a cross
five.
on each. I
8.
didn't even realize that.
Yep.
And then he
9.
got Jesus right here on the cross on his hand.
Sure do.
And then another cross
Crosses
right
on
here.
my back,
cross on both
crosses
his
on my
hands.
chest, crosses on my leg.
Matter of fact,
Yep.
my mama, I wanted to get my first tattoo when I was 16. And I'm like, Mom, I want to get a tattoo. I want to get a tattoo. She was like, no. Thinking that like she was going to deflect the responsibility. She was like, ask your father. Go ahead, ask your father. She didn't know that the tattoo I wanted to get was a cross with both of my parents' names in it. So
remember this.
I asked my dad, we was watching something, it was late. We watched some movie and it probably was like 12. I'm like, this is probably a good time to ask. We've been chilling, he in a good mood. Let me ask something now. Like, you gotta wait, you gotta time things. Kids out there, when you come to your parents, you gotta know the right moment to time your ask, okay? Don't ask at a bad time, time your ask. So I waited all day to time my ask. And I was like, yo, Dad, can I get a tattoo? And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I asked my mom can I get a tattoo. But she was like, ask your father. He the one with all the tattoos and piercings and stuff. So I was like, all right, so I'm asking you. And instead of yes or no, he was like, what you want to get? And I was like,
The exact question I got.
I was ready for that. A cross. what you want to get in the cross? I was like, look, I'm gonna have a cross with your name and my mom's name, because y'all names both got an I in it, and like it can cross over the I, Christopher and Sheila, and I'm y'all son. And he was like, all right, okay, who you gonna have do it? And then I had our cousin Deshaun. Yeah, he did all my tattoos. Shout out Deshaun. And so he was like, all right, you can do it. So I did some work for Deshaun, and then he was like, all right, I'm gonna pay. I was like, don't pay me to give me a tattoo. And so that's how I got my first tattoo, was a cross. But anyways, back to you and
me answering that question.
How you got all these crosses and whatnot.
Yep.
After story time with me, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it ain't no big secret and everything like that. It's just a reminder to me to stay faithful. I know that there's something out there. It might necessarily be a Christian God, but I have faith. And this is just a reminder of that faith that I have. Nothing more simple than that. That's all it is. I might not like it.
Interesting.
But I do respect the fact.
Interesting.
That people believe in something.
Interesting.
And if they can look at one of these and it inspires them to have faith in something, then I've done my job.
That might have a tremendous influence on my self-given name. So like, you know, my personal name that is on my birth certificate is Sherman. Mm-hmm. But the name I gave myself is obviously Jesus Negus. Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. And I'm a firm believer that whether you believe Jesus was an actual human who walked this earth, or whether you think he's a character in the old book of Jewish fairy tales, either way it go, that nigga got a pretty dope story. Yeah, and his story is
told.
Right. And he's the most famous person in the world. He's righteous. And he's similar to mine. So I do like community work, community organizing, activism work, social work. And that nigga was the original social worker. He was the original caseworker. When people come to me for help, they come to me when they back against the wall and they hope that I can make a miracle happen.
Yeah. I just hate
same way they go to Jesus.
He couldn't profit off of his image and likeness.
Yeah, well, I can, because I had the Negus at the end of it. You know, shout out to my damn self for that. At I Am Black Jesus to you on all platforms. But Mitch, what do you think about Dad and his I don't want to call it cross obsession, because we got a lot of crosses in the houses that we grew up in. They're in like every single room.
Yeah. It's just been.
But we never went to church. So what about you as a kid? Like, we never went to church. We never prayed. We never read the Bible. We never talked about religion.
Church too.
But it's crosses everywhere in our house.
I think because I went to church with grandma one time. I came back home, and the first person I see, I'm pretty sure it was like this when you was at the house too, was him.
Yeah.
And he knew where I just came from. He said, "Did you like it?" I told him, "Not really. I was standing for too long."
Okay.
And he said, "You know that you don't have to go." And once I heard the word "have to" and that I didn't, I just chose not to. And that's been the only time I went to church. But like him, I still have faith
I'm
that.
sure my mother still hate that decision. But
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
I still got faith that it's still, like he said, a God or whoever you may worship. But
I like different religions. Me personally.
Well, and that's the thing, you know.
I like seeing the different ways people go about things.
Yeah, I have nothing against anybody, whatever they practice.
You honor and you pray to whoever you feel you need to, even if it's a rock. But you know, I just have a problem with, you know, people of color and Christianity, because it's not our religion. But we ain't gonna get into a whole big description of it, but it was just one of the things that was forced upon us.
We ain't gonna get into it on this episode.
Yeah.
Right.
It's gonna come up later. One of the things that I want to say, kind of to close this out, though, was I remember as a young man, I was like taking the bus to the university station, going home. I had the same routine, and there was always this brother out there from the NOI, Nation of Islam, and so he would see me, and he finally one day approached me and was trying to like get me to come down to become part of the nation. And like, he was cool, nothing against him, but I remember going home and asking you about it one day, and that was kind of like your response. You was kind of like, go if you want to. Yeah. Like, just like be aware of like, some people take things, certain things, and make it what they want to make it. But like, some people get other stuff out of it. So, but he was like mad open minded, and like that's not what I expected out of you. To be honest, I expected the opposite. I thought you was gonna be closed minded. Yeah, I thought you was gonna be closed minded and be like, "What? I'm gonna be going down there," or like, "Yeah, go down there." But you was just like, kind of like, do your thing.
But let me say this to y'all. At what time in my raising you two did I ever force anything on y'all?
Yeah,
Football.
that was more me.
I don't know.
I wouldn't say force.
Yeah.
That was more me.
Force,
And I really, I
but
wanted
I
you to
wanted
play
y'all to
football.
try different things.
But I wanted you to
saying?
play football more than mommy and daddy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know what? I'm not going to live my life through y'all. Yeah, I want to live my life with y'all. So with that being said, I want y'all to be open to a ton of stuff. I want y'all to try everything, travel, try everything, whether it be foods, women, whatever the case may be.
Yes, food and women at
You know
the
what I'm
same
saying?
time.
Be open. Don't just get stuck in a rut. You feel me?
Check out the Pussy and Peace OnlyFans.
Well, like I told y'all, this is what I told y'all. And again, if I got to go over this disclaimer again, I will. But I'm not trying to offend nobody. But in an effort to spend the rest of your life with somebody, what I've always said to y'all is this. Do a lot of dating. All right? Because you don't know what you want in a woman, because if you're around sisters and a mom, they treat you some kind of way that you get accustomed to it.
Absolutely.
Sisters, you know, your mom, they nurture you, they take care of you, they do certain things for you. So you grow up with a certain impression of what a woman should be.
Yes.
But keep this in mind.
Yes.
If you want to spend the rest
Especially
of
on
your
my
life
mama's
with
side
one,
of the family. Shout
again,
out all my aunties and all my cousins. I love
all of y'all. We love
Shout
y'all.
out all my
We definitely
aunties
love
and all
y'all.
my cousins.
But, you know, you do a lot of dating and you do this. You take the shoulders from one. You take the ass from another one. You take the feet from another one. You
Yo,
take
that's
the
about to
back
get-
from another
You
one.
about to get canceled.
I know, right? But you put all of that in a pot and you come up with the woman that you want to spend the rest of your life with. The only thing that I can say to y'all, and again, I ain't trying to.
I don't think we can say that,
trying,
but I agree with you.
I am not trying to disrespect women because I
Okay.
think y'all the greatest asset on the planet.
You said that in
But
episode
with that
1.
being-
Find that diamond. Find that gem.
Okay, I'm gonna keep polishing that because it's the truth. But at the end of the night, you know, when I want to lay down, I'm not fucking lying. You know, I'm growling and licking my paws, and I need for you to be licking my neck and making me feel just as good as I try to make you feel.
Amen. I want to go to the next video.
I hope I cleaned that up for y'all.
You and you tossed the alley-oop to move things along. Mitch, you got anything you want to add on that?
Nah,
So I wanted to show this video next on the Have You Seen That Video segment. That's what we call in this segment, the Have You Seen This Video. I want to show your video last, though. Because you just kind of tossed us an alley-oop to this video, talking about women and relationships. So we
might have to revisit this.
We about to
we'll see what happened when we get all them comments back.
No, I want you. We're gonna revisit this right now. I want you to see. I want you.
We gonna revisit
I want you to
right
see
now.
this. Then we're gonna jump to the topic that you had.
Okay.
So this was sent in by one of our viewers, one of our friends, a very special person. But I'm not gonna put them on blast like that. But a very special individual. So yeah, I want to get y'all reaction to this TikTok. She talking about the difference between pretty girls and plain Jane females. Dad, you know what a plain Jane is?
The ones I like.
Oh, shout out to Pops for knowing what a plain Jane is. Let's roll. Let's roll.
I do.
Cool.
It's because this really been on my mind lately. I have nothing against the plain Jane female.
Then why are you making this video?
Let her
And what I
talk.
mean by that, like females who doesn't go out, the female who doesn't like their makeup done, the female who doesn't really get their hair done often. The plain Jane females, you know what I'm saying? Like
I don't know what you're saying.
I don't have nothing against y'all, but why is it so hard for us pretty girls?
Who said she was pretty?
I know, right?
Who said it was hard?
No, hey, let her talk.
Always like cuff the plain Jane females, and I feel like, you know, us pretty girls, and I'm not calling the plain Jane
Keep saying us though.
ugly. I'm just saying like,
Oh my goodness.
extra, you know,
Yep.
Keep my hair done.
Okay, and there you go.
And we just like you know what I'm saying? But my thing is, it's hard being a pretty girl because I feel like it's a curse. Because I feel like
It's a curse.
so much.
Wow.
And I feel like
I kind of believe that,
Let's see how she could talk about this
but not the way she talking about it though. It's a different curse.
for 3 minutes.
It's a different curse.
But I just feel like, being pretty is just a fucking curse.
It is, but not what you
I done
talking about.
dealt with, guys or whatever, and I have a conversation with guys, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm scared of you." Like,
Yeah, because you don't look like that when you wake up.
you scared of me. Like,
She literally got her hair done and got the confidence to do this video. Shit crazy.
I'm not gonna harm you, little old me. Like, I'm not gonna harm you. I'm not gonna hurt you.
You gonna give me a headache.
Like, you scared of me. I don't know, is it because they know there are options and they feel like we can find somebody that's better than them or something like that? Because I don't know. I just need answers from the guys.
I got you. I got you.
Why do guys always say that to pretty girls? Oh, I'm scared of you. I'm scared of love. I'm
She
scared of
keeps saying pretty.
Why is that? I just need answers.
Lying.
I got you. I got you.
Lying.
Y'all
We're
go
lying.
Y'all go
Yes.
do anything to please them.
Yeah.
Treat them like the queen that they are.
Yeah. Even you know it.
I said, I don't have nothing against the plain Jane females. I'm
Yes, you do.
for
That's why I made this video
females that keep their hair
for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes.
So I need answers. Somebody please. Yeah.
Well, honey, beg no more. I got your answer. I'm gonna let my sons do a little reflecting on that before I answer that.
Okay, Mitch.
Boy.
I'm in the middle. That's why I'm sitting in the middle, age wise. So like, I'm just like, there ain't nothing like a woman under the age of like 30 can say that's going to even be interesting or impressive to me. So like, obviously that young lady like ignorant as hell, and like I literally can't imagine her having anything remotely attractive or interesting or appealing to say to me to even make. I'm a sapiosexual, so like she could be busting it wide open and shaking it on the floor, and like you didn't really get my mind going. So like I
Hood
literally
Hood
rather go
rat.
home and play 2K
Hood
than
rat.
like deal with the headache.
Be
or
a
something
word of the
like
week,
that.
y'all.
But,
Look for it.
But yeah, so I don't know, but you younger, so that's more like what you got to deal with in the world, because at least the women in my age are grown, and a lot of them don't play those kinds of games. Thank the Lord. Shout out to
I don't know.
the
I
person
think
who
it's
sent me
kind
this
of
video.
worse if you got to put on like a wig and makeup and stuff like that, because I feel like you trying.
Taught my son well.
Okay.
Taught my son
And
well.
just like she has the right to have the opinion and preference that she
she's
has,
pretty.
you have the opinion that
She's pretty.
Okay, right? You have the right to have the opinion that you have. Continue, say a little bit more.
Well, I have the opinion to say that she's not. I'm pretty sure that's what you wanted me to say.
No, I just wanted to say whatever you wanted to say.
Yeah, I mean, yo, let me
That's how she
know
felt
when I
about
can
herself.
jump in,
That's
yo.
cool.
Yeah, that's her
Everybody's
right.
opinion is not the same.
Yeah, in America, you got the right to be stupid. God bless.
Ignorant.
Yeah, you got the right to be ignorant in this country. Go ahead, Dad, take off.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna try to be as nice as possible about this, but I'm gonna go in this direction.
Or not.
The word relationship.
Talk about it.
What that means is you for me and me for you.
Yes.
With that being said, you do not have to prove to me that you're pretty or that you're beautiful. Beauty is in these eyes. Okay?
Levels done spiked on that.
I manufacture my thighs. I manufacture my shoulders, okay? Just because you throw a little makeup on, first of all, let me say this. Maybe you should swallow some of that makeup and be as beautiful on the inside as you are, or you claim to be, on the outside.
God.
You know? Quit that wishful fucking thinking.
Damn.
At the end of the night, it's my thigh on your
It's
thigh.
our
That
dad.
was
With
a
some
good idea.
Netflix and chill shit. You don't have to look like the $1 million that you talking about? Is that your answer? Let me know. You know where to hit us up.
Father and Son podcast. Make sure y'all hit us up in those comments. That was
Grow up, girl. Grow up. You know?
She gonna be hot if she see this.
views across 3 generations, man.
Whoever it was that created plants made such a thing called annuals. And any gardener can tell you this.
And I remember
but
you
some
had
of
me
the
in the
most
garden.
beautiful plants on the planet are called annuals. They got the most beautiful colors. They come in the most beautiful shapes and everything. But they die after a certain fucking time.
Oh, shit. That took a turn.
So wouldn't
shit.
you want to end up with something that's going to be beautiful for my whole life? At least if I got to spend it with you,
A perennial.
you know?
Right?
I need
Ain't that the perennials?
That's right. I need that perennial.
I was paying attention when you was teaching.
active
garden.
stuff. I mean, I could
I was
be
reading
wrong,
the seed
but
packets.
you know what? If I'm just saying, you know, if you want to be in a real relationship, that's where it happens.
Perennials.
It ain't all about what you see, because everything that look good to you
Yeah.
ain't
good-
always good
good for
for you.
Amen. Like my
remember
brother
that.
Brian
You know?
used to always say, everything that
Man,
glitters sure enough ain't gold.
expand your shelf life, honey.
Okay. So the other thing too is I always would think about this, like as I got older, like my thoughts got deeper. And so like I don't see too many no offense, I don't see too many like 70, 80-year-old women that I find attractive, right? But eventually I'm gonna be a 70, 80-year-old man. So like I don't think the 20 and the 30 and the 40-year-old women are going to find my 80-year-old butt attractive. So it's not like I can just treat my woman like a car and trade her in for a newer, younger model every year. So like at some point, you kind of got to like stop valuing age
There's an
and value
old
that
Spanish
companionship.
proverb, and it goes like this: old chickens make the best soup. Think about that. Okay? Expand your shelf life, honey.
Yeah, because what if, God forbid, I now always think about this too, God forbid you end up in some wild accident or you end up with some wild kind of disease and like you lose your looks or like you end up
If that does happen,
disfigured.
you think she gonna take care of you?
Right. No, I'm saying if that happens to her.
Oh, I'm
If
just
that
saying
happens to her and she banking on being pretty and keeping and me staying because she's pretty and that being like a big factor in our relationship, like I'm with you because like the top of my list of reasons is because you so pretty. Let you have some kind of dramatic illness, let you have some kind of unfortunate accident. Like you think I'm gonna stick around for that when you ain't pretty no more?
Yeah, and just let me say this: it ain't that
So, like,
she's not pretty,
extend-
because I find her very attractive. It's
You
just
the
that
only one at the
she's
table,
mixed up.
but we all got the right to be wrong. And so, but even that,
You know what? I wish I had Twitter. I'd tweet that shit.
the tweeter,
Oh shit. He said tweeter.
Speaking of Twitter, we gonna stop giving Shorty enough airtime.
Yeah, let's do
and we gonna switch to this.
Love you,
So-
girl. Get it together, though.
Yeah, I do got love for you though.
He out there.
That is
He out
absolutely
there.
right. I have nothing against you. You are exercising the absolute same right that we exercising right now, and continue to exercise your right on your TikTok.
Yeah, because, you know, that Kardashian shit don't work.
Nah, here it don't, but there's a certain market out there. There's somebody for everybody.
Ignorant!
Yeah, and that person just ain't at this table. So we're gonna talk about next, transitioning to the next. Have you seen this video? The president of South Sudan, Salva Kiir, was it Medirt? I'm butchering the
I can't really say his name either, but it's
What? I ain't even read the title.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, we already been
It's
recording.
interesting that somebody thought that this would be funny to
Funny?
put a video,
Okay.
you know? So
Yo, what though?
yeah. Watch how the camera swings.
Yo, we pulling a Channing Crowder.
Yeah, see, and he realized that he looks down.
Yo.
Ain't no everybody playing it off too.
Yo, we all see it. What that commercial say? We all see it.
We all all see.
Y'all see it. It's blue. It's P. It's P.
But you know what? In his defense, we got 1,000
In
shots
his
like that
defense.
out of 45.
Peeing on himself?
Well, not actually peeing on
No.
himself, but he pees on himself with his mouth every time he open it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still looking for
Oh
it.
my goodness.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. Nah, this is crazy. Like, I just don't understand. Like, so, me personally, growing up in the environment that I grew up in the Safer Village housing projects, you got to be self-aware. You can't just be out here with no awareness rating. So, like, for me, like life ain't shit but a simulation. It's a video game, right? And so, like, people like that, like, I wonder what his awareness rating is. Like, his awareness rating must be trash, or he must just have a high awareness rating and also a high I don't give a fuck rating too.
Well, you know, I mean,
Either or, I don't know.
Yeah, what I would do is if I was him, you know, he's a small African nation. Yeah, he's still in control and everything. Let's find that person. Yeah, see why they thought this was funny.
Yeah, to post this shit of me making me look stupid. You funny, so he
How
just
about me kicking your ass on camera and putting that around the world? Let's see how that goes.
stone your ass in public.
Ignorant!
You funny as hell.
Ignorant!
This is the ignorant episode. Episode 2 is the ignorant episode, y'all. Episode 2 is the ignorant episode. That is funny as hell. Okay, fellas. So, anything else that y'all want to add? Anything else that's been going on in the world of sports, in the world of politics, with relationships and life? What's up? Anything you want to add and say to the folks, Mitch, Dad?
I'm sure you want to start off the sports thing more than I do.
Oh, so we're gonna jump to the sports segment.
Yeah, let's do that.
Then we're gonna do
You
the
know
quick
what? I'm
sports
tired of hearing
recap.
this back and forth.
We can do the quick sports recap.
Get
So
out there.
we are very much well aware that this video then came out well after this event has taken place. However, this is the first time I've seen my little brother in person since our team squared off in the NCAA men's
Bragging
basketball.
rights, y'all. Bragging rights.
And so my team, the North Carolina basketball Tar Heels, who started off number 1 in the nation, we fell into a slump. We lost about 4 games, and it was a real rough road, so we wasn't ranked no more. But then the Ohio State Buckeyes, ranked in the top 25 in the nation, right? We had to play them in the CBS Invitational on Channel 4,
did they?
right? And so the game wasn't looking like it was in our favor. But my man Armando Bacot, oh my God, I don't
I
think
swear to God, this dude, oh my
you're
God.
fucking beast.
Bacot,
He not gonna have no kind of NBA career, I don't think. But I love
This
Armando
dude
Bacot.
look like,
I love Armando
look like
Bacot.
he's not supposed to be in college. That's what
love-
he look like.
I ain't gonna say.
Say it.
No.
RJ
He look
Davis,
like a Simpson character.
Oh shit.
You know, but we gonna let
RJ Davis and Caleb
Don't-
Love though. They both had like 22.
Yeah, they was balling. Shout out to the Tar Heels, man. Shout out to the boys in baby blue, man. And Tar Heels, man.
Bryce Sensabaugh had 26.
Great
though.
game.
So
It's a
he
great
did
game.
everything he could have did.
Who?
Bryce Sensabaugh.
Mike Jones?
Talk about Mike Jones. He won National Gatorade Player of the Year last year.
Man,
That's
fuck
what-
him and them Buckeyes.
He had
About
30
them
on
Tar
him.
Heels. We stumped the mud hole, put tire in their ass. Let's go. Also, in the world of sports, we don't need to recap the score. We won, they lost.
Yeah.
In the world of sports, it was a holy trinity of sorts for me last week. So my Minnesota Vikings, them purple people eaters, pulled off the most historic comeback in NFL history. And so for me, I just
they
want-
took over the top spot from them Buffalo
Skull.
Bills.
Skull.
They can't take a spot that they not in.
Skull. Anyways, we can do our top rankings and predictions, but for me, I'm gonna say I'm very proud of my Vikings. So if you pay attention though, the Bills and the Vikings are like linked. Like if you look, like just pay attention in commercials, advertisements, just the way they chop up stuff, even the way they always position the Bills and the Vikings. There's some kind of special, weird, eerie linkage between them two teams that share this cold climate. But anyways, my Vikings now have the largest comeback in the regular season, and the Bills got the largest comeback in the playoffs.
In the playoffs.
Shout out to the squad. And then of course the Bills and
Come back, they get from, was it 32 32 or 33?
33.
33. Damn.
That Dalvin number, man. That old Dalvin number. Shout out Dalvin Cook. You saved me in fantasy football too. Good brother.
7?
You was fucking bumming. You was fucking bumming to
Nah,
that
no, he
screen.
wasn't.
And then he was shitting the bed. He was shitting the bed. I watch him every
rushing
fucking
yards.
week. He was shitting. Rushing yards don't count for shit in fantasy.
Oh,
you
he
need
balling
catches
rushing
and
yards,
touchdowns. Maybe 100 rushing yards is like 10
He
fucking
caught
points.
the one that mattered.
You damn Skippy, he did. Shout out to my
I'll
man
tell you what,
Dalvin Cook
you
for
know,
6.
the one that
while
housed it.
while we on the subject of all of that, it wouldn't surprise me if Minnesota messed around and represented the NFC
Against the Bills?
It's not gonna happen.
Then I can't lose.
Well, I ain't gonna say it's not gonna happen, but they go.
Yeah,
Because the
NFC
Bills back in Super
championship.
Bowl,
Listen,
I'm
that's
running
in
butt
the
naked
league.
down Main Street.
It's
You heard
in
it
the
here
league.
first. If there's a Bills Vikings Super Bowl, I'm running butt naked down Main Street.
Nah, I seen you naked before, so it ain't gonna be no big deal to me. But the rest of y'all, close your windows, lock your doors.
Lock your baby mamas up. That's what you need to do. Lock up your baby mamas.
Oh, can I say this real quick? Everybody, hurry up, run and hide. It's gonna snow. We're all gonna die. Get your food.
We don't have a
Get your
blizzard.
snacks. And more importantly, make sure you got that care package.
Yes, I need to stop at the.
don't think
I
it's gonna
stopped
be that
at the
bad.
excuse though.
I don't think it's gonna be that
As long as the grocery stores around the corner from me is open, I'm cool. But if y'all don't know what we talking about snow in Buffalo. Ain't nothing new.
What's the name for it that they keep
We about
talking
to
about?
get hit with 70-hour winds and like
Arctic
8 feet
blast?
of snow.
8? How much?
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm like this. You know what? I was born and bred here, and I ain't seen a storm yet that I won't leave my house for to get what the fuck I want.
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
Nah, that's not
I mean, I understand.
You told me about a storm that you wasn't.
It
going
may have
outside.
kept us in,
Oh yeah.
but that didn't.
Because I
mean
had what the
didn't go
fuck I
out.
needed. Yeah, because I had what I needed.
Yeah, because shit, you know what? If you ain't got no food, what you gonna do? I mean, that's basic
Oh.
animal nature. You gonna go out and scourge, right? Okay, enough said. But yeah, anyway.
Or take.
That's for a different day.
That's a fact. So yeah, that was all I have for the folks. Anything that you want to add? Wrap up, Mitch. The floor is open. Anything else?
Yeah, I just got one last thing.
Talk to him, Dad.
Yeah, I think this approaching your last 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is the last 5 minutes with Pops, y'all.
Okay.
So shout out to everybody in the world who got their dad. But for those of you who don't, you can borrow mine for 5 minutes.
I'm available. $29.95. Hit us up in the comments. All right. Well, with all due respect, not another slave movie. Yeah, and I'm talking about Emancipation. I don't know if y'all seen that yet. Did you see it?
Will Smith.
Hell yeah, but this is 5 minutes with you. Go ahead. I got some shit to say.
Yeah, okay, and we can
I'm
extend
glad.
this
I'm
because
glad. I'm glad. I love more content. Let's go.
You know what?
Let's go.
And all due respect to Mr. Fuqua, I get it. I know why we did it, you know, because if you don't remember your past, you know how that go. But not another slave movie.
Not the watch.
I mean, yeah. God damn. I think I fell asleep on it like 7 times. But what did you? Did you watch the whole thing? What did you think?
That's Will Smith in it, right?
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Did you? Okay. that's
Absolutely. I think it was
it-
a tremendous movie with like 2 or 3 tremendously corny ass fucking moments. There was a few
there you
corny
have
ass
it.
fucking moments.
Yeah, 'cause, like-
but I was able to like say, normally I will let these corny ass moments ruin the entirety of the movie for me. But I had to think about everything else that I saw and the story that was being told.
Maybe that's what I should have.
And the artistic, because my main concern was how they was gonna make this light-skinned brother look like a brother who was dark-skinned, because he was portraying a real person. That story was based on a true story.
Yeah.
The man who he's portraying though is a dark-skinned brother though. Have you ever seen the
Enlighten me.
Well, ain't that light? I mean,
you're right, but
I don't know.
But it's the way that they filmed it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's the
and
way
that's
that,
what I may have
It's the way that
problem
it's the way that they filmed
It's
it.
the culture
it
around
was
it.
beautifully shot though, where like the skin tones look rich. it just looked like it was just shot in a very artistic way, and I really appreciated the aesthetic of it. I appreciated the story. When you said,
I don't think they got to worry about no Oscar buzz behind this, but then again, what do I know? You know, what do I know?
Seeing if it was a slave movie though,
so
it might just.
I doubt it.
yeah.
I mean, it was an interesting.
That's in the
concept,
movie?
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so
The
this
picture on the right is the picture in the movie?
The picture on the right is the actual man.
I'm about to say.
And please forgive me out there for not saying his name. Y'all in the comments cursing me out for not saying his name.
That's okay. We're here to promote nobody but us.
Yeah, but I like to promote the ancestors though. So not necessarily like the movie, but the brother who Will Smith is depicting. I'm so sorry. It says, the photo of Gordon. So Google is calling the brother Gordon. I'm not sure if that was his name. And I don't like to disrespect the ancestors in no kind of way. I don't play by the ancestors.
Feel you.
But this is the brother who Will Smith was supposed to be playing and portraying in the movie, who's obviously a darker complexion brother.
I think if I would have read it, it probably would have went over a lot better. But seeing it visualized, but then again, maybe it was Will Smith, because I just couldn't see Will Smith doing some of the things he did in the movie. But I can't say
fucked
this.
that alligator up.
At least, man, that was at least
fucked that alligator up.
At least it wasn't one of the movies where they made the brother look passive all the time.
Right, and so
he went for it. I'm gonna tell you that. I ain't gonna get a movie away, but man.
And so to your point,
What
when
you
I
watch it
seen
on?
it's
Fire
Apple
Stick
TV.
thing at home?
Apple
I don't
TV.
got that, bro.
Watch it. Let me get to that.
Yeah, it's worth it.
It is.
So when Will Smith was on the show with Trevor Noah, he was talking about the movie, and to your point, he was saying like not another slave movie. People were saying not another slave movie, not another slave movie. But he communicated the fact that, and I think he communicated it clearly, and it made me want to watch the movie. The fact that like this was not another slave movie. This was a freedom movie. This was an empowerment movie. This wasn't this like. He wasn't a
He ran away from where
yeah,
he was
it's like
at and
he
just-
spent like it's like a 2-hour movie. He probably spent like 2 minutes as a slave. The rest of that shit, he was out there getting busy. Like he was fighting, he was running and fighting for his freedom and out thinking and outsmarting these motherfuckers
And I got that.
and
And I get that they
figuring
had
it
to
out.
condense
So
that whole
like
life
2 hours,
into 2
but
hours.
2
I
minutes
get
of it,
that.
he was a slave.
Yeah.
Then he was a soldier, was getting busy in war, then made a home. Like the shit was, I don't want to ruin it, but he was getting busy. Like,
Yeah,
and it's based on a true story. So like, it's not no fucking slave movie. Like, he not on the plantation getting beat. He was like,
he was
put
killing
it
people.
to you like this: the man that Will Smith played and portrayed in the movie is the nigga that every nigga think he would have been doing slavery.
I know. I thought that.
When people like, man, if I was back there back then, they wouldn't be doing it to
And-
me. They wouldn't
and
be
you know
doing
what?
that to me. That
me
brother,
clean
and
this
it's
up
based
a
on a
little
true
bit.
story too.
Yeah.
So that brother existed, and he's lived it.
Right,
Like you don't get
right.
those welts on your back by being passive, by being no punk,
Yep.
like going along to
And
get
I
along.
think that picture right there, when they showed the picture of the actual dude,
Yeah,
that hit me a lot harder than
you never seen that picture?
anything.
So basically, he
because
got I don't
once
give
I
a
saw
written
that
on his back.
picture
Yeah,
and I saw those welts on his back,
yeah.
I just don't think that movie did what he went through justice.
I feel you.
And that's probably why I said what I said.
You know-
as a matter of fact, I'm sure it is, because that man went through some shit.
Yeah, I did.
You know?
Whip Peter.
man.
That's what they called the name of the image. Whip Peter. So I think his name was Peter Gordon. So what I will say is, funny story. So when I worked in juvenile detention, right? This was like my first job out of college. And I was reading Dr. Joy DeGruy's book, Post-Traumatic Slave Disorder. And because like it was pretty much a kiddie jail and we couldn't be on our phones, I just would decide to read books while at work. Well, try to read books. I never really finished a book. I ain't about to sit here and fake with y'all and portray like I was in there scholarly reading books and shit. I wasn't. I was just skimming through books. But anyways, I was reading Post-Traumatic Slave Disorder by Dr. Joy DeGruy. It's a classic. Everybody pick that up if you haven't, or at least watch the sister talk about the book on YouTube if you ain't gonna read the book. But I was reading the book, and Whip Peter, the image Whip Peter is in the book. And when I came to that image, one of the more highly mischievous young people on campus saw the image, and he was like, "Yo, Mister, can I read the book?" And so I let him keep the book overnight. And they tell you in training, don't give them books and stuff like don't give them anything.
Yeah.
Like don't give them anything.
What was the purpose behind that?
Well, you don't want them forming thoughts and shit. Like
Yeah,
that,
and
you know.
but in the training they was,
Little-
but they like don't give them a Dr. Seuss book. Like don't give them anything. It's not because it was like a book about like Black history. It wasn't specifically because of that. It was like just don't give the kids anything. That's just like a rule. Because technically they trying to train them for prison. It's like kiddie
Right.
jail.
What's the best way to keep a person oppressed?
Right. Don't give them.
Don't teach them.
Absolutely. And so, and don't be nice to them. Don't humanize them. You know what I'm saying? Don't humanize them. Don't make them feel like they're more than just an inmate or they're more than just a number in this foster care juvenile detention system. Don't make them feel like they should have hope, because if they stop coming back, then you don't have a fucking job. They gotta go out there, get back in trouble and shit, and start early when they get conditioned.
I mean, that's not necessarily what we want, but
Slavery.
Absolutely, what is not from a humanity perspective, but from a business perspective, absolutely is what you want. That's why they got private prisons. But so back to like the Whip Peter image. So I gave the kid the book. He read it overnight. I came back in the next day, and I get a call over the walkie that I got to go to his unit. I'm not working on his unit that day. And they're like, yo, you got to calm him down. He got the broom, and he had the white staff member in the corner like, fuck you, Mr. Greg. Like, your fucking ancestors beat my ancestors. It's like, I'm going to kill you. Like, he was mad. He was like, I came on. He was like, nah. He used to call me doctor. So he was like, nah, doctor, you done gave me the book. This white man, his ancestors didn't have my ancestors. He was wilding, but he was like, look. He kept pointing to the image of Whip Peter. That picture in that book did something to that young man, that the next morning when that white staff member came in, he was like, I'm getting revenge for my ancestors. He popped on this man who just came to do his job. Like, I got in hella fucking trouble for that. Like, but I didn't care. I'm sorry that white man bear the brunt of that as an innocent person, but like, you're not gonna tell me I can't educate a young black man. I gave him a book by a scholar, like Dr. Joy DeGruy. It's an excellent book, but I wasn't there to be able to talk him through it. He read it overnight, and again,
in
he saw
prison,
that
though, they
image.
got books.
He formed his own thought.
Seeing as if they wanted to try to treat them like inmates in prison, they have books.
Yeah, it was a wild place, but yeah, I'll never forget. So like for me, that image of Whip Peter damn near cost me my job, but I'd do it all over again. Again, no regrets on how that turned out.
Yeah. All right, so let's wrap this up real quick.
Okay. We still rolling? Cool.
Last thoughts real quick.
I'm good.
Nah.
All right, well, let me say,
go ahead.
End it all up then. Well, happy holidays to everybody. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope you have a great holiday.
Word. Whatever holiday you celebrating, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, big and heavy on the Kwanzaa.
Just don't be a Black Pete.
Peace.
Peace.
Later. Shit.
Yeah, don't be no Black Pete.
Don't be no Black Pete. That's funny. It was supposed to be.
Right.
What you think, brother?